Have you ever regretted reaching out for help? I live in the middle of nowhere, in a town where not even DoorDash dares to come deliver food. So instead, our neighborhood has one assigned delivery driver, and ours was Pandy, a replacement for our old one who randomly disappeared and abandoned the role. My parents told me that he was a man who only wanted one thing from women, and when I asked them what they meant, my dad just glared at me with daggering eyes. Mr. Frank said he was spending a lot of time asking his wife questions, running his greedy eyes up and down her body. My head was immediately filled with an image of Pandy catcalling women and saying things like grab her by the pie with other ex-frat boys who peaked in college. And, as they say, there's a fine line between hate and obsession. So over the next few weeks, I watched Pandy like a hawk. I checked his Facebook every day without ever friending him and pretended to look busy while I drove around every night trailing behind him. And that's when I noticed a detail that everyone else had somehow missed. He only lingered in the houses of married women. Huge eye bags, back-combed hair, puffy faces from crying, basically the postpartum depressed mom archetype. Never the single and pretty ones. And I was never close enough to hear full conversations, but I always caught snippets. Bruise cream works better if you actually report why you need it. There's cash hidden in the pizza boxes, document everything, were all things I heard him say. None of it made sense, and as soon as the conversation started, it ended, because the women's husbands would come out and politely tell him to F off, as they should. The next week, I was at my friend Yasmin's house when her parents started fighting upstairs. Normal for them, no big deal. But then came the crash. Her mom tumbling down the stairs, her dad standing at the top, fists clenched. You didn't see anything, her dad said with a smirk. She's clumsy, always falling. My entire body was screaming at me to run. I should go, I stammered, but he locked the door. Number, you're staying until she wakes up and tells you herself how clumsy she is. His hand wrapped around my arm, the same grip I'd seen him use on his wife. Sit down. I'm not sure how much time passed, but it felt like hours. Emma's mom stirred but couldn't stand. Her dad wouldn't let us call 911. She's fine, he kept saying, pacing with a beer bottle in his hand. Yasmin cried silently. That's when the doorbell rang. It was Pandy. Yasmin's family? I got your usual order. Yasmin's dad yanked the door open. We didn't order anything. Says right here. Pandy interrupted, pushing past him. When his eyes landed on Yasmin's mom on the floor, they widened, but he didn't say anything. I broke the silence. Hey Pandy, you should totally give me a ride home. My voice was overly cheery, trying to compensate for the tension. As soon as we got into his car, I was hyperventilating. He did box breathing exercises with me, and once I could speak again, I asked him what would happen to Yasmin. He didn't say anything, just whipped out his big black iPhone and started playing a voice recording. Turns out he had put a mini microphone in the pizza box to make sure she was okay, and she was. Let's call an ambulance for Yasmin's mom. No, he responded sternly. The entire ambulance and police department won't believe me, and they'll punish me for spreading rumors. And since I was too young for them to believe me too, I had to wait until he dropped me home so I could tell my parents what happened. Turns out my parents were already waiting for me in the kitchen. Yasmin's mom fell down the stairs, I blurted out. Her dad pushed her. We need to call the ambulance. You got in his car. My mom's voice was shrill. That freak's car. Mom, please listen. Yasmin's mom needs an ambulance. Her dad. I don't want to hear about what you think you saw. My dad chimed in. What I want to hear is why you were alone with that man. Dad, she could have internal bleeding. She couldn't even stand up. Stop being dramatic. My mom snapped. Yasmin's mom has always been clumsy. I won't hear another word. And I guess Pandy was able to pull some strings, because 5 minutes later, I heard a police car driving up to Yasmin's house. I opened my window to eavesdrop. Her mom said in plain English, "No, I'm fine. It was all a misunderstanding." I watched as the police officer rolled his eyes. I knew it was just Pandy trying to start trouble. I felt so many emotions at once. Rage, sadness, grief, everything. But I didn't do anything. Not yet. Full story on channel, link below.